It is fantastic to be here. It's my first ever time here, and yeah, it's lovely to be here. I am from the quaint market town of Oldham. Wow, too sarcastic, cheers. Brilliant. I know what you're thinking. He's wearing a shirt, no neck tattoos, no visible tag. But it's true, I am from Oldham, and you are right, it is rough. Oldham is that rough that the main tram stop in the town is named after a disease that can kill kids. Oldham mumps. No one bats a fucking eyelid about this. Can you imagine the uproar on Metrolink of Altrincham hepatitis, East Didsbury leukemia, or Rochdale syphilis? Actually, that one works. I like that one works. Oldham is that rough. Even the bus stops are rough in Oldham. There is genuinely a sign on the bus stops in Oldham that says, "Put hand out to stop bus." I'm strong, but I'm not that strong. I tell you. London, on the other hand, London is well posh. I spent a couple of years living in London, and to tell you how posh certain parts of London are, in West London, some of the branches of Greggs are called Gregory's. That's how posh London is. I went down there for the Queen's 90th birthday party a few years ago. I was invited to a street party. Beautiful, really sunny day. There was bunting in all the windows. The houses were blasting out Jerusalem and Rule Britannia. They were waving Union Jacks, and not even in a racist way. It's fantastic. Each house was asked to contribute a dish to this street party. Ladies and gentlemen, I shit you not, 43 types of hummus. And something called crudités. I'm from Oldham. I thought vegetables came in a tin. Meanwhile, back in Oldham, we celebrated in very much the same way, in that we gathered in the local park and set fire to a car. No, it was a Vauxhall. We're very patriotic in Oldham. So, as I mentioned, I grew up in Oldham in the 1990s. Where to get girls, I had to rely on that triple threat of wit, charm, and Smirnoff Ice. Then there were the school discos, you know, the ones, those rites of passage where the school gym's magically transformed into a school gym, just that one that smells of Lynx Africa rather than body odour of year 10 boys. Yeah, they were great. I mean, they were supervised by the very teachers that should not have been allowed within 5 miles of a school disco. But it kept them out of the park on that Friday night, so it was all right. Then it'd get to about 9 o'clock, and us lads had drunk enough skull to go and talk to the girls. Well, the ones that weren't in the car park, with the 19-year-old boyfriends getting fingered in Fiat Puntos. If you're laughing, girls, that's clearly you. There you go. Sometimes it'd go well, and we'd get a little kiss under the climbing ropes. Sometimes it'd go very, very well, and you'd start rubbing at the front of each other's jeans with enough ferocity to start a fire. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot penetrate denim with a finger, but we fucking tried. Oh, like feeding a cat through a letterbox. Fortunately, those days are very much behind me. I turned 40 this year. No, really, I do. And gone are the days of stag do's and lads' holidays. And we've replaced them with christenings, garden centres and fucking IKEA. Honestly, the only time I'm more disappointed than being in IKEA is when I'm on the M60 and I overtake a Fiat 500 that's being driven by a 60-year-old man. Because they're not usually driven by 60-year-old men, they're usually driven by 20-year-old girls. That doesn't work, we won't keep that one in. Right. We have started living as a friendship group vicariously through the first member of our group to get divorced. We cling to his every word about his nights out and his adventures, and he told us last week he completed Tinder in Wigan. Well, that got me thinking, do you have to complete Tinder Salford in order to unlock Tinder Wigan? And are we actually going for Tinder Alderley Edge? I mean, that could be where it's going. Does anyone remember the computer game from the late 90s, Mortal Kombat? Yes, because if no one remembered that, this would be awful. Good. So, on Mortal Kombat, it was a computer game made by Sega. It was a fighting game, and in order to complete the level, you had to defeat a big boss at the end of the level. Can you imagine the sheer fucking horror of the big boss you need to defeat in order to complete Tinder Wigan. She's Shaznay. She is a 34-year-old grandmother of 6. She is a size 22, but she has fucking shoehorned herself into a size 12 shit velour tracksuit with the word juicy written across her arse in Sharpie. But you know what? You'd want to complete the level, so you get on, and just as you're starting to conquer her, she's joined by Tracy, her bigger, less attractive friend. 5 o'clock shadow, the fucking works. She gets on top, stares at you with her cold, dead eyes, and utters those immortal words. Finish him. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Dave Robin. Thank you very much.